Imagine a field of vibrant green grass stretching up to meet a vast blue sky. These are the opening frames of a classic Hindi poem that poses a single, timeless question: Ye Khan Chitrakar hai? Who is this painter? These lines bridge the gap between human culture and the natural landscape, framing the environment as something we are intricately woven into, rather than something we simply observe. We often treat nature as a distant backdrop, a gallery piece to be visited on the weekends. World Environment Day requires a different perspective. The living world is an active participant in our lives. Consider the ecosystem as a mirror. On the left are the physical layers of the earth, and on the right are the corresponding layers of the human mind. The glowing lines connecting them suggest that the state of the landscape reflects our own internal condition. If the connection breaks on the left, the internal structure on the right loses its anchor. Disconnecting from the physical world leaves our emotional state without a foundation to rest upon. Protecting these systems ensures our own stability. We preserve the landscape to preserve ourselves. The poem describes the powerful, invisible wind, the pawan, carrying a massive palanquin of heavy clouds across the grand canvas of the open sky. This wind represents the forward motion of human life and the unavoidable passage of time. It is the momentum that keeps our modern world in a state of constant transition. Against this motion, the poem places the mountains, calling them tapaswayan, ascetics sitting in perfect stillness. The unmoving mountain peaks and the deep-rooted deodar trees offer a blueprint for resilience. They show how to stay completely grounded, even when the pace of life becomes chaotic. A balanced life requires both, the energy of the wind to move us forward and the stillness of the mountain to keep us whole. Recently, that balance has shifted. The steady breeze of progress has accelerated into a hurricane of industrial overdrive. This velocity leaves the valleys, the rose gardens, and floral beauty mentioned in the classic poem at an absolute breaking point, struggling to maintain their form. Over the last century, our loss of green spaces and local biodiversity has followed a steep downward trajectory. As this ecological grid fractures, the stability of our social structures follows, creating a visible, jagged instability within our communities. We have moved from observing the masterpiece to altering it. In damaging the canvas, we are damaging the mirror. The poem ends with a final realization: Maun Intizar, a silent waiting. The environment is no longer waiting for a distant creator to repair the damage. It is waiting for us to pick up the brush. Restoration begins with rewilding. Planting native flowers supports local pollinators and brings back the floral ornaments the poem describes, one garden at a time. We can protect the roots by engaging in local cleanups. Clearing debris from a neighborhood park or a local river allows the natural system to begin its own recovery. We can also practice mindful movement. Reducing daily waste slows down the personal momentum of our consumption, easing the pressure on the landscape. This changes the question from who is the painter to who will be the restorer. After all, the wind of life is unstoppable. We simply have to decide if it will be a destructive storm or a breeze that carries the seeds of tomorrow.